Hey guys, what's up? It's Victorian, and welcome to the 7.1.5 Beastmaster Hunter Guide. So, did we had a lot of changes? No, not really. But there are some things that changed, of course. Let's have a look. So, we're talking about Nighthold here. This is the thing where I wanted to talk about the most, and these are the specs for Nighthold, because we have some options there. So, for a pure single target fight, and that's basically the only really single target fights in Nighthold so far are like Trilliax and Croesus. I know Croesus spawns in ad, but if you're doing that fight correctly, you should not get an ad. Maybe you get one, but I mean, other raids can deal with that. To be like, let the mages, warlocks, and shadow priests take care of that. Because we don't, with this spec, you never ever want to target switch. And this is what I want to talk about. The spec that you're seeing right here is pure single target. But the moment we have in like ads, a ad, target switching or whatever, all those kinds of things, the moment this spec goes out the window. Because this spec only works if your pets can stay on the boss, if you can stay on the boss. Otherwise, you're gonna have a DPS loss. And the moment you need to switch, or the moment you have a week or multiple stuff incoming, whatever, this spec doesn't work anymore. So let's talk about it. Level 15, we have Way of the Cobra, because Cobra Shot got buffed in the hotfix with 49%. So it does a lot of damage right now. If you can see, almost 200k shot. So Way of the Cobra, Cobra Shot deals 10% increased damage every pet or guardian you have active. So that's the go-to right now for a single target. Level 30, we're going with Dire Frenzy. Yeah? Causes your pet to enter a frenzy, performing a flurry of 5 attacks on the target and gaining 42% increased attack speed for 8 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Level 45, pick whatever you need. Post haste is something I'm running with, like in general, like 100%, 99.9%. Level 60, Bestial Fury. Increase the damage bonus of your Bestial Wrath by 15%. Level 75, once again, pick what's best for the fight. I'm generally going with Binding Shot to stun AoE mobs. Level 90, Murder of Crows. Summons a flock of crows to attack your target, dealing 1.2 million damage in my gear right now. Over 15 seconds. And this is something you guys need to really pay attention as a Beastmaster Hunter. I believe it's the same with Marksman Hunter, but this is something you want to pay attention to. It's like, if you're using this on, well, we'll talk about it in the AoE spec, but if your target dies within 15 seconds, it resets. So, you could use this for some really, really nice ad switching. If that ad dies in 15 seconds, you can still use it on the boss as a cooldown, so yeah, keep that in mind. Level 100, Killer Cobra. While Bestial Wrath is active, Cobra Shot resets the cooldown on kill command. So that's our single target spec. So keep in mind, when an ad comes in, when target switching becomes a thing, when AoEing becomes a thing, don't use this spec. But on single target, this rocks. On single target, this is your go-to spec and will pump out the most single target damage. So how does this bad boy play? We'll talk about the Cleave AoE spec in a moment. When we have a pull timer, down from 10 to 1. On 1 we pre-pot, and when it hits 0, we press kill command first. We want our pets to be over there. Our pets need to be at the target, and this is the really big thing. Is otherwise Dire Frenzy won't do a thing, and this is something I want to stretch straight off the beginning, because we were used to using Stomp and Dire Stable during since Legion launched, basically. And then you get Dire Beast, which summons a powerful wild beast to attack your target. So you always got your focus back through Dire Beast and through Dire Stable. Dire Beast generates 12 additional focus over its duration. Because your pets don't need to be on your target. If I set my pets over here and press Dire Beast over there, it will summon its own beast and it will generate my focus. Now with this single target spec, this is something I want to, sorry that I'm doing this in the middle of the rotation, but it just popped to mind that I want to really, really stress you, and this is why this doesn't work, this spec doesn't work during target switching. Because the moment your pets need to switch, and the moment you need to use Dire Frenzy and they're still running somewhere, two things are happening. A, Dire Frenzy can't do damage while you're target switching. B, you're not getting focused during that time. Dire Frenzy is literally standing still because Dire Stable gives you 12 additional focus over time. With if we have Stomp, it generates 12 focus over its duration. We lost that with Dire Frenzy. So this is why this pack only works if you patch and you can stay on a target without switching. Otherwise, there's going to be DPS loss. I just want to stress this. I just want to point your attention to that because I was doing my dailies and I was target switching and I kept pressing Dire Frenzy, but nothing happened because my pet wasn't at that second target yet and was finishing off the first mob, and therefore I did not get any focus. So my rotation came to a stop. Because I was running out of focus. So that's what I want to stress. So 10 to 1, at 1 we pre-pod, we use the potion of the prolonged power. So at 1 we pre-pod, then we press F to get our pets over there. Then we're going to use all our cooldowns like this. And then it's Cobra Shot, Kill Command, and keep Dire Frenzy of cooldown as well. So as long as we have Besserov Ethic, every time we press Cobra Shot, we get Kill Command back. So this is what you're seeing doing me now. And every time that Dire Frenzy comes off cooldown, you're going to use that. The other thing what you want to track is you want to make sure you have 30 focus every time Kill Command comes off cooldown. So you only want to use Cobra Shot if that means that you're going to have enough focus for Kill Command to use when it comes off cooldown. You never ever let Kill Command sit there. When Bestial Wrath comes back off cooldown, we're going to max up to 120 focus. Use Bestial Wrath again. Use Kill Command, Cobra Shot, Kill Command. Your Dire Frenzy always is being used on cooldown. So this is your cooldown rotation right here. Okay, so let's bring in these pads back. There we go. So, AoE spec. Dire Stable is going to be at level 15 for AoE or target switching. Dire Stable is going to be your go-to. Stomp, of course, when your Dire Beast charge in, they will stomp the ground, dealing 195k damage in my gear right now. Level 45, still pick whatever you need. Post Haste is my go-to. Level 60 is going to be Blink Strikes. And what you need to know, the difference between Bestial Fury and Blink Strikes on single target is close. Very, very close. So even for single target, some people go with Blink Strikes, but yeah, for pure single target, Bestial Fury is still the go-to, but it's ridiculously close. But the moment something comes into switch to, Blink Strikes will pull ahead, like big time. Level 75, still, you know, it doesn't matter. Level 90, here are some choices to be made, and this is what I want to talk about. For general AoE, Volley is the best. So I was pulling up this for the name. So for Scopiron, for example, I would go with Volley because the ads can be nice and stacked, and it should be no problem. So Volley for a if the area is big enough and all the mobs are inside that area, if your tank is picking them up correctly, Volley will do his job. It's better than Barrage. Why is Volley better than Barrage? Because Barrage is on a 20 seconds cooldown and it costs 60 focus. That's way too much. Because it screws with the rest of your rotation. Because our multi-shot is pretty good. So we want to keep our focus for multi-shot in AoE situations. So Volley is your go-to AoE talent here. When do we use Barrage? We only pick Barrage if the mobs are wildly spread. If they're spread out beyond the range of Volley. So if you have, Volley has this circle, and if the mobs are not stacked up, if the mobs are spread out across the room, you still need to AoE. Barrage is better in that case. If that's not the situation, you stick with Volley. A Murder of Crows can still be good in this case. Why is that? Well, on the fight of, I believe it was Tichondrius, for example, and also on Scopiron, Pyron or Scorpion, whatever you want to call them. It is Scorpiron, I believe. The thing is, like, those guys summon in a ad. Tichondrius has this extra big ad that needs to die ASAP, and so does Scorpiron. He has the red Scorpion. Now, if your raid is struggling with that, or if that is a problem, so like you have a weak group, like on Scorpion, you have the normal blue Scorpions, but you have this red Scorpion, and that red Scorpion is going a little bit down too slow. And you can switch to Murder of Crows. And that's what I said, because if you use Murder of Crows and you time it correctly on that red Scorpion or on that extra ad on Tichondrius, and you make sure that it's back within that 15 seconds that the ad dies, it still does a nice amount of burst damage, especially if you can time it that the target dies within 14 seconds. You get Murder of Crows back, and you can use it, and you can still use it at your burst moment at the boss. So this is what I mean with utilizing your spec, optimizing your spec. Is like, think about things like, are just mobs to kill, or is there a mob that needs more damage? Is there an ad with between all the AoE mobs? Is there a mob with priority? Yes. Are we struggling with that? Yes. Okay, I can help here my raid out by using Murder of Crows of that. Of course, you can't do it when the mob is at full health and it dies after like 20 seconds or something, because then your Murder of Crows is on cooldown and you can't use it on as a burst cooldown on the boss anymore. But if you can time, you can still help your raid out here by timing this correctly, making sure you get your Murder of Crows back on time, so it doesn't, so it still lines up with your cooldowns and with your pot in the raid. So if that works out with boss timers and stuff, Murder of Crows is something you want to pick if an ad has priority, needs to die, and if you can make that work, use it. But in generally, general spec is this spec. Level 100. Killer Cobra is still very good for single target, because there's always a boss in the boss, you know, it's not only as like first boss in Hellfire Citadel. So Killer Cobra can still work in this spec, but if again an AoE pack is giving you trouble and needs to die faster, Stampede is better. It has one requirement though, that for the duration, and that's 12 seconds for a Stampede. Yeah, for the duration, those ads need to be in the same spot. If in those 12 seconds the group of mobs that you need to AoE down is being moved, you're screwed. And it's DPS loss. So once again, think about this. Yeah, think about what you need. Does this play any different? No, because these are basically trading in Murder of Crows for Stampede. That's it. And it plays exactly the same. So those are our two specs. Now, if you're a guy who's in like a casual raiding guild and you're like, I want to have one spec, and we're not struggling on the, and I only recommend this if you're absolutely sure you're not struggling on the single target specs, via single target bosses. If your single target bosses are not, if you're not hitting the enrage and you want to have one spec to deal with everything, with any fight, what any fight can throw at you, this is the spec I could recommend to you. If you're like raiding casually, go with this. I'm gonna bet a lot of hunters are going to run with this spec, because if you go with Diastable, Stomp, Blink Strikes, Murder of Crows, and Killer Cobra, you can deal with anything basically. Because keep in mind, our multi-shot got buffed, and our multi-shot is pretty good. It's really, really good actually, and especially if you have unlocked, there is Search of the Storm God. When you use multi-shot, Titan Strike has a chance to discharge an electric current at your pet's locations, causing an explosion of electricity that deals 53k nature damage to all nearby enemies. This procs really, really regular, and this is the thing though. You want to make sure that your pets are on the mobs, which you're gonna multi-shot at. And this is, again, you can see it. This is why Blink Strike works. So that's our new Hunter for 7.1.5. So what is our stat priority? Basically nothing changed. Mastery, still the same. Mastery is your go-to spec. Increases the damage done by your pets. This is what we want. After that, we want haste. The reason we want haste is that it increases our focus regen, and the faster we get focus back, the more damage we can do, the more multi-shots and the more Cobra shots we can throw out there. So this is why we want haste. After that, we want crit, and after that, we want versatility. That's the Hunter for you in 7.1.5. I hope this guide was helpful. If it did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Goodbye, guys.